Hey, welcome back to Shopping with Cheryl. And today I'm going to do an unboxing. And this is a small portable sewing machine by Dechow. They sent it to me to check out, and I am going to unbox it with you here today. This is super, I can tell you right now, it's going to be small and portable. I have a big, heavy sewing machine that is rather humongous. And not always convenient. Now, I will tell you that when I grew up, my mother sewed all my clothes. When I was little, yes, she sewed all her own clothes. Everything in our house was sewn by my mother. So I spent many a time sewing. I don't do it as much now, but I do know how. Now, this comes with a kit to make some masks. I'm not necessarily going to do that, but it does come with it. Now, we're going to pull this all out, and this is the elastic strings, and it looks like the little pieces that you put over to clip on your nose on a cloth mask. So that might be something fun, especially if you're getting this for one of your kids or grandkids. It would give them something to practice on. Here we go. We're going to get a little of this out. We'll set the sewing machine up. And before we take it out, this is the fabric they send so that you can make the mask. You can use it for anything you want, but they do send some fabric, so you've got some to get started and kind of play around with. Now, let's see. This is going to be a little sewing kit. Take that out. Let's open this up. And if you hear my nose, I've been sneezing all day. All right, so here is the little sewing kit. It's got some thread, a thimble, a measuring tape. This is a stitch puller. I've used many of those. A little pair of scissors, some little needles. Here's big needles, a couple buttons, a needle threader, 2 needle threaders, and a big safety pin. You never know when you're going to need that. This is great too if you're going somewhere on vacation, because I know every time you go, something either rips, a seam, a strap breaks, something happens. This comes in handy. All right, had a little sneeze break there. You also have in here bobbins, which you're going to need for your machine. It looks like a thread cutter, another needle threader, and some black and white spools of thread. All right, here is going to be our power source, I do believe. Let's pull this out and make sure what I'm looking at. Right here, power source. And here is your foot pedal. Oh my gosh, it's so little. My big sewing machine has a giant foot pedal. This is little and lightweight. Now, one of the things I thought about this is for women who go to like quilting, where you go down to one of the city facilities or one of the senior centers or something like that, and they go down there and do quilting or make baby blankets or do things. A lot of those ladies can't carry their big sewing machine. This might be handy for that. I was also thinking the grandkids' first sewing machine would be great for that. As you can tell, ooh, it is lightweight. No kidding. I mean, it's got weight to it, but it's nothing compared to my big one. This one I could actually take with me and not have to worry. My big one I'm not carrying too far. So this is cute. And let me kind of look here. Oh, it's got 12 sewing stitches. And then it should have, yes, right here is going to be your stitch size. And it's got a piece of fabric under here. Let's raise that. See if we can, oh, it's already threaded and got a bobbin in it. All right, that'll make it easier since it's already got the bobbin wound up. Let me cut this thread. Do I see a thread cutter? There should be. Oh, right here is one on this side. Let me see how it works. Can I just take it up through there? Is that what it's wanting me to do, or should I read the instructions? There. Oops. Not quite. There we go. Yeah, just gonna, let me show it to you. Right here is your thread cutter. Just loop your thread up over, give it a little tug, and it will cut it right through. All right. Now we're gonna need to see, I've got a light over here. In the back, right there is for your thread. You're going to weave it through, take it around here, put it in your needle. You've got your tension is right here. And the tension has a few settings. Let me see how many, if I can tell. It's set on 5 right now, which is probably their normal. But it looks like it goes up to, wow, 9? Yeah, so you can adjust those different tensions right there. Let's get it plugged in, do a little, check it out for just a minute. I'm gonna try to do another video where I actually do more sewing with it and trying it out, but we're gonna give it a whirl right now. All right, so I brought you in kind of looking over my shoulder. I had to move some things around, and I did make a mistake. This is not the stitch size. This is the stitch pattern. I had to look at that. This is your reverse button. Now I want to tell you something before you get going. Right here is off, low, and high. If you move that to low or high, it's going to start going automatically. If you hook up your foot pad, then you can leave it off and use the foot pad for getting it to go. So yeah, I kind of had a little issue, and I want to give you that heads up. I didn't understand it to be that way, and I moved this and it started stitching. So whatever you do, especially if you're going to have the kids doing it, don't let them touch this. Just leave that off and have them use the foot pedal. That way it's safer. Now, for any of you that have never threaded a machine, and if you are blind like me, this is your needle threader. Now, whenever you get it, I know you can't really see it, but there are 2 little wires that make kind of a diamond. Squeeze those a bit together, not totally, give them a little bit of air in there, but you want them fairly close together. And to thread this machine, because the thread, you're going to push this in from the back of the needle to the front, put your thread through there, and then pull the thread through. You're going to need to bend these gently forward because you can't get it a straight on. So you're going to want these to come up to you. So thought I'd throw that in too. And I think that's it. Oh, yeah, it shows you exactly to thread the needle. You're going to have your thread back here. You're going to take it around under your little tension here. Then you're going to have it, well, I just messed mine up. But let me see if I can do this without messing it up. Bring it down and around, and then back up through here, back down from behind, and you're going to thread from front to back. on your needle, but you're going to push your threader from the back. Don't let your thread get wrapped around your needle either. All right, I think that's it. We've got a, let me move it over here. We've got our bobbin reel over here. You've got your hand knob, which is going to take your needle up and down when you need to move it by hand. And let's see, I've got a piece of the fabric they sent. They sent all different colors of the fabric. I'm not doing anything fancy with it. I'm just going to see about sewing. Let's see, let's put it on stitch 1 first, which is going to be a straight, fairly compact stitch. Put this down. Let's put this over here. I don't know where my foot pad went now. All right. And I know there's a light. Where did I? There we go. Got a little light on it. That should help. I'm going to try to do this without getting in way of the camera and using the foot pad here. There we go. Now let's flip this in reverse and see what she does. There she goes. Nice. I'm using the foot pad with my hand. Let me crank that needle up and we'll pull that out and look at it. Did I get it tangled? Let me pull it all the way up. There we go. Leave yourself plenty of thread when you pull that out. And we've got a nice stitch there. Let's try another one. Get this down under. This isn't as handy doing it with the camera there. I can tell you that much already. It wasn't exactly how I am used to doing anything. All right. So let's put this back down. We'll go to stitch 2, which should also be another straight stitch. There we go. And we'll look at that in a minute. We'll go to stitch 3. This is going to be a longer stitch. And I hope my fingers are out of your way. We'll try 4. And this is just double folded. We've got a stitch 5, which is going to be more of a, there we go. I can see it going. Looks like it's doing pretty good. Yes. Then we're going to do number 6, which again is a zigzag with a couple in between and then a stitch up. Okay, let's get this. And let's look at it so far. We've got the first 6. And let me stand up so I can see the camera. Now, there is your number 6. As you can see, it goes along. I could adjust my tension just a little bit, it looks. There's your 5. And all your other straight stitches. We'll look at the back. Yeah, I need to adjust my tension a little bit. I'm a little bit off on that, I do believe. So let me see if this is going to take it up enough so that we can get a better stitch on. There we go. We'll start back up this way. I'll move it over a little bit. And we are on number 7, which looks like a tight zigzag. Oh yeah. And I may have taken my tension up too high for this one. Oops. Yes. Now, I know that's hard to see because it's right by the dot, but there it is. Let's see if I can do a little bit more. I'm going to take that tension back down one. Oops. There we go. And got to move this a little bit. We'll get that going. All right, let's look at this now. I think I've got a big enough area that you'll be able to see. Oh, yes. Nice. I'll try to get that so you can see it. There you go, a nice tight zigzag that's going to hold really well. All right. Yeah, this is my first time using it, and it's, you know, one of those things where you got to kind of get accustomed to what it's doing. New machines, I don't care what it is, you got to do this. All right, we'll go to number 8, which is going to be, it looks, well, I'm not sure what we're going to get here, but there again, I'm going to try to not sew my fingers. That is a tight. Let me see what I can do with this. All right. I'm going to take it down one. See if that'll help me. There we go. Yeah, I haven't caught my fingers so far. We'll see how long that lasts. Trying to do this around a tripod isn't as fun as I thought it might be. All right. So, let me clean this up a little. Looking a little shabby here. All right. So, for the number 8, it is right here. And like I said, I started it off a little harsh. I would do better with 2 hands sewing with that. And we'll go to the next one. Ooh, about cut that too short. That wouldn't have been fun. Or I'd have spent another 10 minutes finding my right glasses so I could rethread it, the needle. All right. Now we've done 8. Let's go to number 9. And I'm going to set this tension back down here to 5 again and see how she goes. Going to push that right on through. All right. Raise it up. We'll switch straight to number 10. There again. Now this one's going fine because it's not as tight. Number 11 is going to be even a looser zigzag. And then number 12, a really loose zigzag. And we'll reverse it. And there you go. Let's raise that all the way up. And we will pull this out and take a look. Yeah, sorry I can't do this much better if... All right, so there are the last few stitches. They're all zigzags. Some a little tighter than others. Theirs are really tight. So yeah, I think it has done great. Like I said, I had to kind of mess with the tension because I wasn't sure how well it was going to do. Every sewing machine takes a little bit of getting used to, that's for sure. Some of these are much tighter than others. Always leave yourself lots of needle thread unless you want to Rethread that puppy every time you start. No, thank you. Let's take it back over here to number 5 is what I wanted to try again. I'm going to raise that tension. I'm not going to go too extreme. It's moving nicely. Moving by itself. All right. I'm not worried about wasting thread. I have about 50 miles of it. And yeah, that did a little bit better when I changed that tension. Okay, so there you have it. Sorry that demo was a little rough. I was trying to keep everything in line so you could see, not get my fingers shown, because that's something I don't think I would appreciate. Haven't done that. Saw people do it before. Don't want to join them in their little club. Like I said, the little foot pad is what I was using. I was actually using it with my hand because of the way I was set up. It was easier, so I was squeezing it with one hand. Just keep in mind, especially with the kids, the grandkids, anybody, that you don't want them to move this off of off. Leave it on off. Have them use the foot pedal. Otherwise, it just starts going. In fact, I will stick this in here. Let me put this down and I will show you. Yeah. So you don't want to make that mistake and let the kids not be ready for it to start going. I wasn't ready. You don't want that to happen to them. So tell them never touch that. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So it's a nice little sewing machine. It actually works. I was kind of leery. I thought, as small as it is, and I don't know if it'll work. I think it's great. And like I said, to take to some kind of hobby class, maybe your kids are in 4-H, or you're someone who goes to quilting or some kind of sewing things down at different places, or even over at your friends' houses. This is a great little sewing machine to take. I mean, and it comes with some fabric for mask, which, I don't know, I might use that fabric and make a little doggy quilt or baby quilt or something. It's cotton fabric. We'll keep giving it a whirl, finding out about it. But so far, I am very impressed. The only thing I wasn't impressed with is the fact that I had to find the right glasses to be able to thread the needle, because I had to go get the bifocals out, couldn't use these, then had to get a light. I'm getting old. Those needle holes are really small now. But that's okay, I got her done. And I will have an affiliate link for this in the description below. If you use my link and make a purchase, I may make a commission. But go check it out. I think it's awesome. I'm going to be keeping this because I won't have to grab my big heavy sewing machine. That thing weighs, I don't know how many pounds, but it strains my back to pick it up. And instead of pulling it out when I just need regular jobs done, I can use this. That big heavy sewing machine I have will go through leather and things. I don't usually need that. So this will be more than enough. So, like I said, check it out. Super excited. I actually am thinking of a great-granddaughter, my friend's great-granddaughter, and she's been wanting to help her learn how to sew. This would be an awesome little sewing machine for them so that she can start learning on it. So it's not big and heavy and complicated. It's nice and small, and she can do this with great-grandma. So I think I got me a Christmas present idea in mind. And I will see you in the next video. I'm going to check this out a little further.